Now, I got to go to Right to Dream, sir. First of all, the play on words is magnificent. I mean, it encapsulates the whole goal from beginning to end, okay? Right to Dream. First of all, we got a right to dream. That's number one. Right. Okay, let's just start with that. We got a damn right to dream.
Right.
But in your case, you had to write to get to your damn dream.
Right.
Break it down to me, Rob. First of all, how the hell did you come up with that? And what was it that made you say, you know what, at this point in my career, it's time for me to give it to him?
Yeah, well, you know, like I said before, I always rap. Like I came up rapping, wrote my first rhyme at 12. I used to go to battles when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. My first studio session ever, the first time I ever went in the studio. You know, we used to record stuff in the crib, and the first time I went to a real studio, the producer and engineer was... shout out to Plain Pat, if y'all know good music, you know what I'm saying? Plain Pat recorded my first song ever. It was terrible. Every time I see Pat, which is not often these days, but Pat would be like, one day I'm gonna release that and show the world. I'd be like, you better just not. But yeah, the song was terrible. So, but you know, I always rap and I always made music. When I got in my journalism career, I didn't think there was nothing wrong with it. I was like, man, I rap, I do journalism, and I started getting feedback from more veteran, hey man, you can't do both. Hey, you got to pick one. Hey, don't tell people you rap. Yo, To the point where, you know, even when I was at XXL, I was on the blogs. Like I had music on Two Dope Boys. I had music on Now Right and on Smash. This is the blog era, man. Shout out to Mecca and Shake and SK and Hoff and Legend over at On Smash and Low Key. So I had music out on the blogs, and I was working at XXL, and I was told, hey man, they about to fire you unless you cut this out, because they I guess maybe they felt it was a conflict of interest. Me, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was doing what I love. I'm not naive. I could see how it could be a conflict of interest, but it wasn't like I was trading features. Hey man, give me a feature, I'll get you in XXL. Like I had too much love and respect for journalism.
Come on now.
To do that. I can understand why they saw it that way, but I was like, man, you could have talked to me and really seen what my intention was. But I was told that I couldn't do it. So journalism was paying the money, rap wasn't. I had 2 kids.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I couldn't lose the income and hey, Dad, why the lights is out?
I got to write the dream,
yeah, because your daddy want to rap. Like, that shit didn't make no sense. It felt selfish. Then my career builds. I get to this point where I'm in Genius in 2017, and I'm looking around.
Come on now.
And I'm like, who gonna tell me no?
Come on now.
One, the game has changed, the landscape has changed, and I had built enough credibility where I think everybody knew where my heart was at. So yeah, man, I dropped Right the Dream. Shout, rest in peace to my man Hovain.
Yes,
shout out to Charlamagne. I was on the Breakfast Club. Really, what happened was, because I never stopped writing, I never stopped making music. One time I was on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne's talking to me about my journalism career. And he was like, Rob, I love that you're an example, that you show these kids they don't have to all be rappers. You can do other things. Rob, thank God you never used to rap. And I'm on the biggest platform in the culture, the Breakfast Club.
That's
and
right.
I said, dog, I can't sit here and lie. Like, there's people who I came up with, like my sister Lisa, who's sitting right here, or my man Lou, or my man Damien, who if I say, yeah, man, I never rap, they gonna look at me like, damn, Rob, I'm lying, because he used to be a rapping ass motherfucker.
Me too, Rob.
Yeah, but I think all of it, like it's this thing where people want to act like I'm looking at you a certain way if you part of this culture and you never tried to rap.
Did.
Yeah,
come on,
like
man.
At least try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never all had that dream. I thought we was on the same page. So C was like, nah, man. Thank God you never used to rap. And I was like, well, actually,
I got a few bars right now.
So they asked me to spit something. I spit a verse. And, you know, it went like mini viral, man. This shit go out. One of the first texts I got was from Killer Mike.
Killer Kill from the beat.
Shout out to Mike. He was like, man, I like that.
Yeah.
Keep going. You know, a couple people gave me feedback, and my man Hovain, rest in peace, said, yo, he said, you know, we could get you a deal, right? I'm like, fuck out of here. He said, you know, Hovain, if you knew Hovain, God bless the dead, one of my best friends, but one of the best managers in the game, knew how to put plays together. And before I knew it, I was signed with Empire Distribution to drop my first project, Right the Dream.
How did that make you feel? Was that a full circle moment for you at that point?
Yes, like signing the contract. No, it was unceremonious, right? like it wasn't like it wasn't a big deal. So it wasn't like the long conference table and you do. It wasn't like a bunch of people. I don't recommend it to anybody, but I didn't have a lawyer or nothing. I just signed it myself. But shout out to Ghazi and Nima. It was an excellent deal. It was a fair deal. Good. It was like I didn't feel like I was being cheated or unprotected, but I signed it without a lawyer. But make sure y'all get a lawyer. Y'all make sure y'all understand what y'all signing.
Yeah.
When it hit me is when I released the project. Or really when it hit me was the first time just being from New York. My first single was called I Don't Want to Wait. And it was produced by Justice League. Shout out to Rook, like for those guys just believing in me. And it played on Hot 97. And I didn't send it. DJ Enough played it. DJ Enough just called me one day. And he said, "Yo, you buy the radio pop?" I said, "Yeah, I could turn the radio on." He said, "Yeah, man, turn the radio on." So I was at work. I was in the Genius office, and I turned the radio on. It's 2:00 in the afternoon, and DJ Enough was playing Kendrick Lamar, DNA. It was either DNA or Humble. I forget which record it was. Forgive me, but he was playing the Kendrick Lamar record, and then right after you hit. And you hear my shit right after the Kendrick record.
Come on now.
I cried, dog. like a
I
tear.
don't blame you.
A tear came down my eye. I'm like, holy shit. And then, after that, man, doing the in-store in the Apple store and performing, and I performed at Barclays. Logic, shout out to Logic, said, "Hey man, your album out now. Come jump on the stage with me in Barclays Center." Me being from Brooklyn. My parents were there, my brother was there, my kids was there, my wife was there, so that was a full circle moment. So now you start seeing this dream become a reality.
Exactly.
So it's been a dope ride.
You know what? I can go so many damn different ways with what you just said. I mean, with that kind of being a full circle situation, where the hell do you go from there, though? You see what I'm saying?
You just keep going, like, because the goal for me is expression, right?
Yeah,
I got more, like, the music is an outlet for me to say things in the music that I'm not comfortable having conversations with. I never tried therapy. Maybe I should at some point. But there's the thing about hip hop is it's like a Morse code.
Yeah.
For like, we put meaning in the music that is not for everybody to get, but it's just for our community. So it's a way for me to get things off my chest, to express myself. And so for me, the thing is just to keep going. My goal is to really build a catalog. And, I got 3 albums. I'm working on my 4th one now. So I dropped Right to Dream in 2017. 2019, I dropped It's Too Late at the Wake. 2021, my last album was If You Don't, You'll Regret It. And then I'm working on my next album right now, and it's called You're Hustling, But Are You Happy? So it's just jewels.
Just stop it, Rob. Because, you coming with the realest shit that you can come with.
Yeah.
Okay, it's too late at the wake.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're hustling, but are you happy?
Yeah.
I mean, 100 losses. You spoke about the SOSs earlier. I got one of those in 100 losses. And I quote, "We don't complain, we adjust. That's the difference." With that mindset,
right,
there's no way that you could ever be defeated. So,
right.
Okay. And when I heard that in that song, I said, when a man is thinking that kind of way, you just can't deal with him. You just got to get out his way and let him work because he's going to get the job done. With 100 losses, also with that visual, you look like you had just finished fighting Mike Tyson in that thing, sir. Did the game whoop your ass that bad that when you said you know?
Yeah. That's definitely part of You're Hustling, But Are You Happy era. I did that record, and I did get my ass whooped. My brother played the other guy in the video, who my real brother Craig, who was whooping my ass, and he definitely got like a real, like, it was supposed to be fake, like movie punches.
Okay, now
he definitely caught me in the eye for real. Like, I'm like, nah, dog, I felt that one. I felt like he did it on purpose. Like, he's like, yo, I'm just gonna get one in. But that 100 losses was at a time when, because on social media, in hip hop, as rappers, we put all of our wins on display. We show all of our trophies. We show the newest car that we bought, the newest watch, the newest chain. But we might not show that debt. We might not show that we're in the red with the label.
Contracts.
You know what I'm saying? That your contract might not be good. And then you hear rappers years later, yo, I never got a check from the label. And shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's not to demean anybody. But we put all of our wins on display And I just wanted to talk about my losses. Like here's the thing, and I've won a lot.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? But I'll take 100 losses. Like, you gonna have to put me in the dirt to get me to stop pursuing this thing. If you knock me down, I'm gonna get right back up. So that was my Rocky theme. And what happened was, you know, I'm just gonna be honest. It was at a time, you know, everybody knows, or if you're watching this, if you don't know, but you know, I work at Genius. I was a big part of Genius and the growth of that brand. And,
That's right.
And the brand was sold in 2021, and a lot of things changed. And I, you know, I was in a dark place for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, what do I do next? Where do I go? Like, you know, I was feeling the way. There was some angst. It was like, man, what's this next thing? How do I turn this negative into a positive? Because it felt like a negative to me at the time.
I feel you.
So I wrote that record at that time, so that, you know, it's 100 losses, but we ain't gonna stop, man. I take 100 losses, and a lot of rappers won't say. It's almost counterintuitive, like, because, you know, our shit is like, man, I ain't never take a loss. I ain't taking no loss. Who undefeated? Like, who for real undefeated?
Come on.
Like, it's, and whether it's battling, whether it's just in life, whether it's knuckling up.
Exactly.
Like how I learned to fight was I got my ass whooped.
Come on.
A lot. Like, growing up. Like, my sister was there. How many times I come home crying with a black eye, with a knot, whatever. Like,
come on.
But I had to get my ass whipped to learn how to give an ass whip.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the analogy there.